Hello everyone, my name is Sanvi. I'm from Kolkata, India. I'm a film studies student and a booktube enthusiast. I start my day by thinking of the booktube videos I want to watch, and that kind of sustains me throughout the whole day. It's a simple life, and I'm actually quite happy with it. I'm active on Instagram, but recently I've been thinking, why don't I post more on booktube? Is it because I'm too insecure? The answer was yes. It is because I'm too insecure. But I'm just going to take the gamble. I don't have any reason to not share my love for books and reading with the community. And I hope you'll be kind to me and welcoming to me. This week, as you guess from the title, we are going to be reading books by Indian authors. For those of y'all who don't know, I'm hosting a month-long readathon called the Battle of the Bharat Dynasties. It's a gamified readathon where we are exploring Indian culture, Indian mythology, and it's just the most fun thing ever. Like, I have never been as proud of myself for anything as I am about this readathon. But since the focus of that readathon is Indian authors and learning about Indian culture, I do have a lot of books by Indian authors on my August TBR, and we're just going to be tackling that this week. The book I'm starting with is by my favorite author of all time. She's the most talented, kindest, amazing person ever. I have loved everything she's written, whether it be The Palace of Illusions or The Forest of Enchantments. Her writing is magical. Like, I feel like I'm walking right alongside the characters, and it's just so empowering. The book that I'm reading currently is called The Last Queen. I've read about 30% of it before I started recording the video because obviously I never thought I'd get the courage to do this. But wow, my charger was just like digging into my feet, and it was I think I might have been a little shocked. But yeah, I read 30% of the book before I started making this video, and already, what's up with my hair? And already, it's just, I don't want this book to end. It's the best thing I've read in a while. If you've not read any book by this author, then you, my friend, are missing out. But let's get started. So it's the next day. While the story is kind of slacking off, I'm still just as invested because the writing is amazing and the characters have such a strong presence. If you don't know what the book is about, The Last Queen tells the story of Rani Jindan, who was the last queen of Maharaja Ranjit Singh, a very powerful Sikh ruler. This book kind of explores her life and the political scenarios in our country pre-British rule. The British Raj is such a huge part of Indian culture and Indian history, and I love reading about how the Indians foretold this grim fate and how each kingdom prepared themselves. The book also talks about court life, motherhood, and so many more things, and I'm fascinated because firstly, it's so deeply researched. Like, every fact holds some historical significance. Secondly, it's so deeply steeped in the daily life of people from that era, and I love being transported to that time and walking alongside characters and experiencing a time where my country was alive with powerful kings and just so many emotions. The aura of this book is genuinely so enchanting, and I don't remember if I said it before, and I've probably said it multiple times, but I just feel like I'm walking alongside the characters, and that's absolutely amazing to me. And the imageries in this book are so powerful, like they're so cinematic. When I'm reading it, I can genuinely imagining those things happening in my head, like they're playing like a movie. And this would be an amazing movie. Like, it would be so powerful, it would give me goosebumps, because reading the book and imagining them in my head is giving me goosebumps. So if I see them on a screen, it'll just be amazing. This book should be turned into a movie right now. It's quite fast paced, and I'm hoping to complete it today, but I do have some things to do. I have a lot of things to do, but I'm still hoping that we can get some reading done, and I'll tell you my final thoughts soon. I am honestly awed by Rani Jindan's intelligence and just her personality, her heart of gold, and obviously she reminds me of so many women around me. And just watching this woman of history makes me realize that there are so many inspiring stories of women all around us, and I guess we should appreciate that every day. Which sounds very pretentious, but I don't want it to. Like, that's not how I meant it. But yeah, I am genuinely awe inspired by the story, and I'm touched, and I just love reading about women being strong and just exerting that main character energy to its full force. I just finished reading The Last Queen by Chitra Banerjee Divakaruni, and it packed such a powerful punch. It's been a while since I read something as glorious and empowering as this book. So this is about the last queen of Punjab, Rani Jindan Kaur, and she's known as the Lioness of Punjab. And by reading this book, I got to know a lot of historical facts that I myself was not aware of. Obviously, this book is based on a lot of historically accurate facts about Rani Jindan Kaur and Maharaja Ranjit Singh, and the son, the last Maharaja of Punjab, who was Dalip Singh. So all of that made me feel a lot more educated about my own culture, my own heritage. Whenever I read about the atrocities committed against my people, it makes me feel so angry. But then I read about the patriotism in their hearts and the love they have for their country, and just how valiantly they fought for this homeland, for this motherland, and it just makes me so happy and proud and just fills me with so much joy. Every time I read books like these, I become more proud of my culture and my heritage as an Indian, which is the entire point of the readathon I'm conducting, and the entire point of reading books like these. Rani Jindan, the main character in this book, is just such a fierce woman, and she fought valiantly against the British rulers in her own way, as many women in this country did. So she definitely deserves to be remembered. She has a place in history as the Lioness of Punjab, the last queen of the prestigious Sikh Empire. I feel like this is a book that everyone should read at least once, just to educate themselves about the emotions that this country was charged with during the War of Independence. I think this is a book that will take me some time to move on from. I think I'll be thinking about this book a lot. I don't know what's up with my hair today, so please excuse this mess. And the update I want to give you is that I started reading The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Suri yesterday, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I forgot to carry my mic to college today, which is just very unfortunate. If you don't know what this book is about, I don't either, because I like going into books blind, but I know that it's a fantasy book inspired by Indian culture, so I'm very interesting. As soon as I opened the book, I saw a map and I already knew this was going to be interesting, and I wasn't wrong. The world building, the aura, atmosphere, all of it has the potential to chalk up to be something very interesting. I already like the way the book started out. It really gripped me. The characters were also very interesting, so I am very excited to see where this book goes, and I can't wait to get back to reading it, which is always a good sign. I'll see you soon with an update. My college roof is so empty right now, which is the only reason I have the courage to shoot. Otherwise, I am the most awkward person in public, and plus I don't even have a mic today, so that's just very unfortunate. But I'll see you with another update, hopefully very soon. So I have to leave for an event soon, but I wanted to give a quick update about Jasmine Throne. I got to about page 84 in the book, and honestly I have no idea where the story is going so far. And what really bothers me is the pace is really slow. Like, maybe it's me, maybe I am reading the book too slowly. It's been almost 4 or 5 days of me just trying to read this book, but maybe I don't have the time, or I'm just finding myself really distracted, which is why maybe I'm losing interest a little bit, because I often find that happens when it takes me too long to read the book. But I still find the concept very interesting. I find the world fascinating, so I genuinely want to see where the story goes, but it's not gripping me the way it should. So I might switch to audiobook. And the writing is also not very easy to read. Like, it doesn't flow very smoothly, in my opinion. It's a little, like, it takes a little brain power to read it, or maybe it's just me, maybe my brain is just shutting down. My mind just decided to tell me, so sorry if my voice is low and just seared, but I think I'm gonna stop DNA the Jasmine Throne. I really wanted to come here and get this update because I don't like it myself. Like, I really wanted to see this book through. We have two perspectives. We have Priya, who's the maidservant, and we have Malini, who's the princess, and both of them are just such two-dimensional characters. I couldn't care less about what happened to them. which is never a good sign. Like, I don't feel connected to them, and the writing is just not my cup of tea, and I'm really sad because I thought this book would be right up my alley. I'm honestly as frustrated as you are right now. And as soon as I switched to audiobook yesterday, we got a whole lot of new perspectives, and which added new interesting dimension to the narrative. And I thought, yeah, okay, I just need to go a little faster. But no, I we are back to just Priya and Malini, and I couldn't care less. And maybe it's just me right now, and I think this book deserves its fair chance. So I might leave it for another time. But yeah, that's my update. I might read a palette cleanser book before I move on to the last book of the seeding vlog. But that's my update. A very, very sad update. But that's where we're at right now. I'll see you soon. And you know what? I haven't. It's been such a while since I completed a book, and I really just wanted to complete a book. And I thought, okay, I have a very free weekend. I am just going to complete a book. I have been robbed of the feeling of achievement. But yeah, I'm gonna see you soon with hopefully a better update. And I'm just gonna find a short book to read that will hopefully help me feel like I've accomplished something. See you soon. Bye bye. So I just started reading Kunti by Koral Dasgupta. I've read the series introduction and the first paragraph of the prologue. And in the series introduction, the author tells us that her main aim behind writing this series is to give a perspective to the inner landscape of these women from major Indian epics. Kunti, she's a very well-known character, and there are a lot of emotions that are attached to her, but the author wants us to know her opinions and her flaws without adding any judgment to it, which I think is a very interesting concept. I've always thought this series was a very interesting and unique and empowering and feminist one, but something that bothers me right off the bat is the writing style, because it's very flowery first of all, and I don't have a problem with flowery writing particularly, but this just crosses the line into pretentious, because there's a very thin line between flowery and lyrical writing and just pretentious writing, and the way the scenes are described, it just makes it hard for my brain to compute, and I don't like the writing style at all. But I'm still gonna push myself to read this book. When something doesn't hook me from just first page, first line itself, it's very hard for me to continue, but I'm still gonna, because I think this series might have something interesting to offer, and I really want to see if I'm correct in that respect. This vlog should have been over quite a few days ago, because I did complete Kunti by Koral Dasgupta, and honestly, this one was also a hit. I gave it a solid 4 stars, but this is the first time in a few days that I have had the motivation to film. So here we are with my thoughts and opinions. Koral Dasgupta's works have always fascinated me. I think her Sati series is a truly original idea, and I love female retellings. And this one is just a very fresh perspective on age old characters. But I really like that Koral Dasgupta really just brings her own distinct flavor to these timeless tales. As I said before, I'm not a huge fan of her writing style. I'm always one for character driven narratives with lyrical, flowery prose, but I feel like what she is trying to convey often gets lost in translation, and the characters are always just kept at a distance. So I just felt like I was watching Kunti from behind a glass wall instead of genuinely participating in her inner world. But what really works for Koral Dasgupta is her pacing. I feel like she's a master at it. She weaves the most powerful stories, the most visual stories, in a very concise number of pages. This book was only 224 pages, so I really enjoyed that. I still feel like her works leave an impact even if I don't connect with the characters, so they're definitely worth a shot. They might not resonate with you, but I think the storytelling, the originality of the storytelling, and the punch the books pack are really just worth the time. So this brings us to the end of another reading vlog, which is reading Indian authors. This was definitely not a week long vlog. This was a very, very long vlog, but obviously not for you. But for me, it was a pretty stretched out vlog. We had one 5-star read, which was The Last Queen. Then we had a soft DNF, The Jasmine Throne. It was not bad. It was just me. It came at the wrong time for me. And then our last book, Kunti, was also a hit. I gave it a solid 4 stars. I hope you enjoyed watching this vlog as much as I enjoyed filming it. If you like me, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It really means a lot. And I'll see you hopefully in the next one.